Firstly, before I move on, can I just say well done to Jill? That was really heartfelt. So brave. So well done, that's beautiful. So I'd like to just read you our first poem, which is called If Tears Could Build a Stairway. If tears could build a stairway and memories a lane, we would walk right up to heaven and bring you back again. No farewell words were spoken, no time to say goodbye. You were gone before we knew it, and only God knows why. Our hearts still ache with sadness, and secret tears still flow. What it meant to love you, no one can ever know. But now we, you know, I'm sorry, I typed it too small, couldn't read it. What it meant to love you, no one can ever know. But now we know you want us to mourn for you no more, to remember all the happy times. Life still has much in store. Since you'll never be forgotten, we pledge to you today, a hallowed place within our hearts is where you'll always stay. So I'm now going to invite Tori to share with us some of the memories of her dad.
I did rehearse this, but I didn't get through it. So, try my best again. Hands are shaking, I can't find pages anymore. Okay. I've written this more times than I can remember now, just trying to fit my thoughts and words into something I can fit into a 5 to 10 minute speech. But how do you fit 26 years of memories into a 5 to 10 minute speech? Dad, you were everything a little girl could ask for when I was small. You were my protector. You scared away the monsters under my bed and promised they wouldn't return. You were my playmate, letting me win little wrestling matches and tussles we had. Wow, I've gone through this earlier. I'm struggling now. The one who tickled me when I was in a bad mood just to make me giggle. My partner in crime, letting me get away with little things like telling you to shush when I thought you were talking too much. Like when Mum said he found arthritis in his jaw. As I got older, you became my old man, always busy doing something to help us, building us our homes, our furniture, our lives. Sometimes we fought, and sometimes you just said things that hurt, but you never meant them in malice. You just never thought before you spoke, which again was often. You didn't sugarcoat anything. The many times you had to come to my room and cuddle me and tell me you were just a silly old man who never thought before he spoke. But I always knew you never meant them to hurt me. Sometimes you did things that were absolutely ridiculous, like the time you burned our pasture and the neighbor's one because you were too stubborn to call the fire department. Wasn't until the fire burned through the tiny garden hose you were trying to use to stop the fire that you looked at us and said, okay, maybe it's time to call them now, giggling like a little boy all the while. You always had different laughs for different situations. You had your infectious hard laugh when you heard something funny, your cheeky laugh when you were trying to push mine or Mum's buttons, your you can't get me laugh when you said something cheeky or did something and Mum would give you the look. And you'd stick your tongue out and give her that laugh and immediately Mum would smile and you knew you'd won that round. When I moved out and became an adult, you became my advisor. What house was worth buying? What walls I could knock down to make my home better? What car should I get? What should I do with this room in my house to make it better? You always had the answers when I asked, and you always answered my calls when I wanted to ask you something, even if it was just a simple, how are you and Mum? You told me what to do with my driveway, and you even went and got me a new gate, so when I redid my driveway, I could have a new gate because the one that was in was broken. I still have the gate, Dad. It's still sitting in the garden waiting for you to put it up and replace my broken one. Now you are gone, and I feel like I've suddenly been left adrift at sea on a raft with no paddles. No idea where I'm going, or how I'm going to get anywhere without my guiding light to show me the way. All I can hope for now is that wherever you are, be it if that's heaven, Valhalla, or somewhere else altogether, I hope you're no longer in pain. I hope Uncle Cliff, Grandad, both Hampton and Edgley, Nanny Edgley and Auntie Jacqueline were there to greet you. I'll miss you forever, Dad, and I hope I will see you again someday when my time comes. For now, Dad, sleep tight and I love you. And this poem will only make sense if I tell you that when my dad passed away and they came in and told me, all I remember doing is turning into my partner and screaming. They told me you were gone and I screamed. I wailed, I cried, and I screamed as loud as I could. I halfway hoped that if you could hear me screaming on your way to heaven, you would turn around and come back to me. I'll be ending mine with Dancing in the Sky by Danny and Lizzie. Thank you.
Well done, Vicky.
Well done.